Hey, hello everybody, welcome back. Doing some flashback.
Magic.
Ooh, okay. So if you watched our Friday video, where at the end of it I said that I'm taking a couple months off. Turns out Mr. Boopster here informed me, where's his face? There it is, that I don't have a choice in the matter. So, here I am! Yay! Gotta face Affinity again, yay! Anyway.
Everyone's favorite thing.
Yes. So for the voting, we had 418 votes. In last place, we had Green White Elves with 78. I didn't honestly think that would turn out last, but it did, so it gets out of there.
Goodbye.
Then we had Teamer Delver in second last with 83. And then we had Death's Shadow Aggro in third last with 125. And in fourth last, we had Seismic Swans with 132. So that's what I'm playing today. And, so next week, once again, the voting's going to be click on
Atkst's
face. So Death Shadow Aggro comes back. Teamer Delver... I cannot speak today. Jesus. Teamer Delver...
Rug Delver.
I should just... Yeah, it's a good point. That comes back. And then we have Dredgevine and Skridiculous. I know we just played it, but it's a sweet deck.
Yeah, those were both suggested, and
they were both suggested.
Both go on the list.
Yeah. So, I think that's all the orders of business. So I'll be going first and send the Challenger deck, and we'll see you in Game 1. Okay, Game 1. Show my hand. Now, this deck is about 70% lands, so this hand is, about 30% interesting. Go ahead.
So for me, we've got those.
Whoop. All right.
I'm going to take it to mean that you just have a whole bunch of spells in your hand.
Sure. Sure, let's go with that. I'm going to play an untapped Steam Vents, going to 18. Ooh. And we're going to cast a Molten Vortex. It's no Seismic Assault, but it comes down earlier. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. It's for me. Inkmon Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Springleaf Drum.
Yep. All two.
Memnite.
Too familiar.
And a Volt Scourge.
Okay.
Going to 18. Turgo.
Gonna untap. Draw a card. Alright, that's reasonable. Gonna play another Molten Vortex. Because there's really no point to keeping it in my hand. I can't discard it to anything, really, so might as well throw it out there. And if somehow you manage to kill one, even though you don't have any main deck enchantment hate, why not? Play Swiftwater Cliffs to gain one of that life back. Go to 19. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Use an Inkmoth Nexus.
Yep.
A Signal Pest.
Sure.
I'm sure glad you're tapped out.
It's a lot of Nexi.
Gonna make a blue.
Yep.
In Soul Artifact.
Okay. That's gross.
Maybe should have left one mana open.
I need another land, though.
Saying maybe you shouldn't have casted the second Molten Vortex, but know, whatever.
But then I have to discard my second land.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. So 5?
5.
I will go to 14.
23. So somehow you're hurting for lands in a deck that has 42 lands.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's your go.
Draw. God, is that worth it? Is that thing just gonna, like, run all over me? I'm at 14. Why is life so difficult? So that'd be 6, 7, 8 that I'd be taking next turn. If you somehow have another Ensoul, That is 13, so I'd still survive. I don't know, I guess a plating would be roughly the same. You have 2 cards in hand?
Yes.
I think I got a chance at Seismic Assault. Go ahead.
Untap. So now you don't have to pay mana.
It's true.
Draw for turn. Academy Ruins.
Yep.
An Ornithopter.
Okay. If your last card is in Solar Plating, I'm going to be upset. Actually, if it's in Soul, I think I'm fine with that.
Activate my Inkmoth Nexuses.
Okay. Sure.
Swing.
I don't have any idea where my little poison counter went. Do you have it? By any chance? Oh, that works. Okay. So, I will take all that damage.
So 4 poison.
4 poison.
And 8 regular.
8 regular. I will go to 6 and 4.
Enter go.
Okay. This is important. Draw a card. Okay. Kind of works. I'll cast a Treasure Hunt. And hopefully, since I drew so many spells in my opening hand...
what it does.
I'm gonna, because there's no text. I mean, it'll be flashed up on the screen, but I'm hoping that because I had so many spells in my opening hand and drew so many spells, that this is just gonna hit a ton of lands. I could be wrong. But anyway, Treasure Hunt, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you hit a non-land card, and then you put all those cards into your hand. And what Seismic Assault, and to the lesser extent these do, is allow you to discard a land card to deal 2 damage to something. So basically you just need 10 lands in your hand. I need more than that now because you've gained a bunch of life. But just enough to throw at your opponent, basically. So, Treasure Hunt. Alright. So I'll draw that Seismic Assault, which is kind of useless. But...
Ow.
I mean, I'm dead if I don't hit some stuff, so I'm going to play an untap Steam Vents, go to 4, and we're going to try again with another Treasure Hunt. Alright. Pass the turn.
Did you remember to shuffle?
I sure did.
Oh my...
You know how poor of odds that was?
Incredibly
That was
poor.
incredibly poor odds. Holy crap. I've seen 4 lands this game and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spells. In a deck that's 70% lands. That's unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Ugh, okay. I just cast 2 Think Twice against that clearly lethal board.
Swing. 4 poison, 8 damage.
I will go to 8 poison and -4 life. And, we will see you in sideboards, where I will be removing all my spells. But I can't, because my sideboard's all spells. Alright. Alright, sideboards. So, I'll go first. Laboratory Maniac, not really that type of a deck. Mana Leak, also not really the matchup for that. Same with Defense Grid, because I don't really think you're playing many spells in my turn, in a deck that's mostly permanents. Ensnaring Bridge is an interesting one, because, obviously you're gonna get through with things like Memnite and Ornithopter, but the things I care about are, like, something that has a plating on it. You don't have a lot of ways to attach a plating at instant speed, so that's kind of interesting. It also usually probably stops an Ensoul Artifact guy, so it's kind of interesting. Like, it deals with the things I really care about, but it can be worked around pretty easily. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. Spell Pierce, not really the matchup for that. Tormod's Crypt, again, just no graveyard shenanigans over there. Lightning Bolt's very good. Smash to Smithereens is really, really good. And Anger of the Gods is also pretty good. It does deal with a lot of simple things. So I think I already have a main deck Anger of the Gods. So I think what I'm going to do is going to be removing a Molten Vortex, a Serum Visions, these 2 Temple of Epiphanies. You can easily cut lands in this deck because it's a lot of lands.
I mean, apparently you can.
Apparently I can't, but you can at home. And Swiftwater Cliffs because it's just a tap land that gains some life. But I think I'm also I changed my mind a little bit as we were doing this. I think I'm going to take out another Temple because Temples are pretty slow in this matchup overall. Just anything that comes
they
in
can
tapped
see a
is.
spell
Yeah,
that you don't need and put it on the bottom, but the majority of the time they just put a land on the bottom.
exactly. So I'm going to take out another one of these. So these 6 cards will come out. These 3 in for sure. Lightning Bolt in for sure. I think I'm going to try out 1 Ensnaring Bridge, and I'm going to bring in 1 more Anger of the Gods. I'm not sure if Ensnaring Bridge is going to be very good or not, but it seems like it has some pretty good potential upside. So these come in, these come out.
As for me, we've seen this list enough time that I don't really have to explain too much. Wear Tear seems kind of obvious. He's entirely reliant on some enchantments, and those deal with those enchantments.
For the low
And we're
cost
also
of
bringing
1
in
mana.
Dispatch because it can target his creature. Sometimes it's not going to work if he has enough lands in hand, because normally he'll play the creature afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But may as well try.
Yeah.
And Galvanic Blast would, of course, just be draw 4 cards for 1 mana, which would be great, except we're probably still going to lose.
Yeah.
if we get to that point where we can cast it on his Swan.
Mm-hmm.
As for what we're taking out, Scrap Trawler and Frogmite. Frogmite's okay in certain hands, but generally speaking, he needs to be free for him to be good, and that's a little harder to get than Memnite when we're trying to use a Springleaf Drum. And the other 2 cards we're cutting is Steel Overseer. Even though it's really good, it's pretty bad in this matchup because he's got shocks for days.
Yeah. Tons and tons of shocks.
So the 3 mana guy that pumps them and is just a giant that he has to spend most of his cards on is a little better. So these 4 are coming out. These 4 are coming in.
All right. And we'll see you in game 2. All right, game 2. Show my hand. So this time I don't have the the 2-land special, which is a little more preferable. But it's kind of a slow one. So we'll see.
And we've got those.
Whoop. Okay. So I'm going to kick things off with a Wandering Fumarole. Pass turn.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Draw for turn.
Simply fuming.
Ornithopter.
Yep.
Mox.
Yep.
Dark Seal.
Yep.
Spring.
Yep. Yep.
Signal Pest. Drum.
Yep.
Signal Pest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So every card except like the one you drew.
And
Good lord. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really show that much damage, though.
It's true. Well, 2 Signal Pests adds up.
It does add up a bit.
Right. Okay. Here's a Reflecting Pool. Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Ornithopter.
Okay.
Adding a blue.
Yep.
And a blue for a master.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Whew. Big boy.
Haven't drawn a non-artifact yet.
Yeah.
So we shall attack. So I guess swing.
Yep. Well, we're going to smash the big boy.
Yeah.
Deal 3 to you.
17.
So then these guys only get in for 4, right? 2 Battlecry triggers on the Ornithopter, 1 on each.
1 on each.
Yep.
So 4.
16.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. Boy. Here's a mountain. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn. Swing. So it'd be 6 now.
Well, hang on.
But yeah, I guess 4 Battlecry triggers.
Well, I'm not because you get the triggers either way.
So I guess
before attacks.
go to combat.
Yeah, I think I'm almost obliged to do it. I'm gonna smash one of the pests. 3 you.
14.
You may go.
Attack for 2.
Take it. 14. Saved a lot of damage there, actually.
A Citadel and Turgo.
Adds up real fast. Draw a card. That's a decent one. Seismic Assault. I think I keep these. Pretty sure I keep these. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn. Go to combat.
Yeah.
2.
Take it. 12.
Enter go.
Ooh. Okay. Untap. Draw. That was decent. Okay. Here's a mountain. And I will attempt a swans.
Yeah, you have swans.
Okay. 2 blue, of course, coming from the pool and the fumarole. Okay. So now I can actually show what this does, probably.
What the deck does? Yes.
It turns out it doesn't just draw useless spells. So what you do is you choose discard land, do 2 damage to the swans, and then swans, if a source would deal damage to it, you prevent the damage, and then the source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented. So each one of these shocks it. So I will discard a Bloodstain Mire targeting the swans, which allows me to draw 2 cards.
Rents that damage and draws 2.
Fizzled out. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing. Draw 2. Same thing. Draw 2. Same thing. Draw 2. Same thing.
I'm just surprised you didn't hit like 2 spells immediately and end the chain.
Yeah, me too.
14,
I
so
mean,
you need 7 lands.
Pretty close. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I gotta get one more. 2. Oh, that'll do it. So you're at 14, you said?
Yes. Double smash got me down there.
Yeah. Cards?
1 card.
I think. Yeah, I don't know what you could have. I don't think you have anything to gain yourself life in the meantime. And I'd survive another turn. So we will throw all these lands at you.
Can I borrow this?
You may.
2 damage. Yeah, I didn't have anything.
To the swans? Okay. So, yeah. So I'll throw 7 lands at you, dealing 14 damage.
Dead.
Alright. I actually did draw a lot of spells off that. I was getting a little worried. Because I had 2 lands in my hand, and I'm like, if these don't hit another land each, then that's it. It's just fizzled. But, yeah, turns out we did. So, we will see you in Game 3. Alright, Game 3. Show your hand.
We've got those. A little less explosive than Game 2.
Mm-hmm. And for me, this is nice because it has the best land in the deck. That's what I have. Alright, let's do this. You being on the play scares me, because last turn you dumped 7 cards on the first turn.
City of Brass. And a Vault Scourge. Going to 17. Mox Opal and Turgo.
Oh. Only dumped 3 cards. Ugh, okay. I just do that? Probably. Mountain. Molten Vortex. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn.
So if you're gonna suit that up, that would be the time, I guess.
Signal Pest.
Okay.
And a Signal Pest.
Ooh, alright.
1.
I will take 1. Go to 19.
Enter go.
Well, you gain a life, too. I forget.
Yes. 17.
Draw a card. I'm going to activate Molten Vortex. I'm going to discard a Sheevan Reef to deal 2 damage to Vault Scourge.
He's down.
Then I'm going to play an Is It Boilerworks, returning this mountain as my land for the turn. And pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. Ow. Glintness Crane.
Okay.
We shall reveal a Vault Scourge.
Okay.
And attack you for 2.
17.
Sure go.
Untap. Draw. So you got a Vault Scourge that I know about. I think it's worth doing this now. Anger of the Gods. 3 damage to each thing. If they would die, they get exiled.
By Signal Pests. And Glintness Crane, I suppose.
Less importantly. That's it. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw for turn. It's your go.
Ooh. Draw. I might be actually stealing this. It's pretty sweet.
Kind of choked on mana sources.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought you'd draw another one by now, but... okay. Reflecting Pool. It's kind of unfortunate mana to have, but we're going to let that blue go to waste. Cast Seismic Assault. Pass the turn.
End of your turn. Gonna add a white. Tear it.
You're at 15?
Yes.
I'll throw 3 lands at you.
9.
And then this gets teared. Exiled, right? Because it's an enchantment? Or is
Yes.
it just destroy?
I think it's destroy.
Okay. I guess it's a
I'm
foreign
gonna assume
copy.
that first word there.
Yeah.
It's destroy.
Well, if it's the same as the other one, then yes, it is. Alright. Good.
Untap. Draw for turn. There we go. Darksteel Citadel.
That actually gets you closer to Mox Opal, too, which is funny. Like, much closer.
So I think we go... to 7. Play that.
Okay.
And go to 6. For an Arcbound Ravager.
Ravage. Okay.
Enter go.
Untap. Draw a card. Okay. So. Tap the Boilerworks. We're going to cast a Treasure Hunt, which has failed me a lot so far, but let's see if it fails me again.
Ooh. Ooh. Look at that.
See, now that's how this card is supposed to operate.
There you go. Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah. But I think that's actually enough. Because I can go... You're at 6?
Yes.
Yeah. So I play Mountain. And that gives us 3 activations with this. So we will discard Sulphur Falls to deal 2 to you.
Yep.
And then we'll discard Bloodstained Mire to deal 2 to you. And we'll discard Swiftwater Cliffs to deal 2 to you.
And that's Xaxes.
Woo! Well, both Treasure Hunt and Molten Vortex got their like retribution from that first game because they did literally nothing. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I had a backup, just in case.
Just in case.
Yes. All right. Well, that was
You
this
could have
matchup.
cast that and then pitched the lands to that.
But I couldn't cast the Treasure Hunt.
No, I mean, you could have
I
cast
didn't-
this with those 3 lands now instead of paying for Molten Vortex.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. That's true.
Wouldn't have
I could've.
changed, but
This is cool anyway.
that's cooler.
I got to use it. So, that was this matchup. I'm kind of actually surprised that this deck was able to take down Affinity, because Affinity is
It's-
really strong, but this is
That's
a pretty
true,
good match.
But yeah, you're basically
pretty good matchup.
a whole bunch of removal on a stick, which is really good against the
Yeah.
bunch of little things that are trying to all band together for something.
Yeah, that is the case. I mean, a lot of times this deck, the Affinity deck, can just be super explosive and just win out of the gates immediately.
But even in the second game when I had that,
true.
you had
It's
enough
true.
power to deal with it.
It's true. All right. So, don't forget to vote. Death Shadow Aggro, Teamer Delver, Dredgevine, or Scrediculous. Voting will be up there, and we will see you on Friday and then again next week.
Boy!
See ya.